Mikko, what flipped for you there in the third period to start that comeback, and what does it mean to be able to really put the team on your back and get this win tonight?
Yeah, obviously feeling it's incredible to win a series first of all against a really good team, and the series was probably not exactly what I expected. I expected a 7-game series before even game 1, and the ups and downs in the series. We didn't play a couple of games. We didn't play well at all, and even tonight, a little bit flat first 2 periods, and give up a goal on the power play. And they score first shift of the third, kind of takes the air out of the building. But I think belief was there with the group the whole time, and obviously was able to make a play to get the first one. I think then crowd started to roll, and we got a couple looks after that, but yeah, the crowd really helped us there at the end.
Mikko, I have to ask, would you use the word revenge to describe this? Like, how badly did you want to beat the team that traded you?
Well, I don't know. It's like I've said before, when I got traded, it's business, and obviously things happened not the way I expected to happen, but it's business, like I've said many times, and I don't know, revenge. I'm just happy to win another team in the playoffs. It doesn't matter who it is. So I'm just happy to be on the winning side and move on here.
Hey, Mikko. You've only played with Wyatt Johnston for a few months, but he's got 2 Game-7 series clinching goals in his career, and he's just 21 years old. What do you see in him, and what did you see on his goal tonight?
Yeah, he's a big-time player. I remember last year playing against him in the playoffs. He was always, because he kills penalties, he plays first power play, he does everything really well. He defends well, scores big goals, so I'm not surprised he got the game winner. He well deserved, and heck of a player. He's only 21, so he's only gonna get better when the years go by, and a big part of our group. So I'm happy for him.
Mikko, if someone at training camp would have pulled you aside back in September and said, "By the way, you're going to score a hat trick in Game 7 for the Dallas Stars to beat out the Colorado Avalanche,"
yeah,
what would have been your reaction truly, and what has this year been like at this moment?
I think I would have left the room probably in disbelief, but yeah, I for sure would have not believed if somebody told me that. But yeah, difficult year personally, mentally tough, overall. Getting traded twice, it's not fun ever, to get traded even once, but twice in the season, But I gotta thank everybody here in Dallas, everybody who works for the team, and obviously the players and coaches, massage therapists, every guy who's here. They've been very welcoming and helping me to adapt. It obviously takes time to adapt, but everybody's been so welcoming and make it easier for me.
Hey, Mikko. How emotional was it going through that handshake line just now? And guys that you've battled with, have won with for 10 years, to be eliminating them and going to that handshake line. What was that like? It's
emotional. They're my brothers for sure. Most of them I know really well and played with them for, like you said, 10 years. There's a couple guys who've been there since day one. Nate and Landy. So it's emotional, and it's. Obviously, we're enemies this series on the ice, but I always love them off the ice. It doesn't matter. It was between games, the day off. I love every one of them, and then when we go on the ice, they're enemies. But that's how it goes. But yeah, it's emotional for sure because everything happened so quick. It's only a couple of months since I was still with them, playing with them, and chasing playoff spot and stuff. And now I'm all of a sudden, a couple of months later, playing against them in a Game 7. So emotional is the right word for sure.
Mikko, when that first goal went in, it seemed like it energized the group and the belief was re-inspired. But belief is a mental thing. How does that actually, take place on the ice where guys are able to then turn that into the full-on comeback that we saw tonight?
Yeah, I think the crowd plays a big part of it. Like, it was getting a little quiet, understandably, because time was running down, and they scored first shift of the third. All of a sudden, 2-goal game against a good team. It's hard to come back, and I didn't get 1 goal. Still, whatever, over 10 minutes left. You know, the crowd was kind of started to believe a little bit and gave us a big push. So thanks for the fans. You know, it was great. We had a couple looks, like I said, and then we're able to tie it and get the winner. So the crowd really helped us in the third.
Hey, Mikko. We've seen a lot of strange bounces in this series. I think your second goal, those ones have been earned, it seemed like. Is that a lesson? Because it does seem like when we've gotten these strange bounces, it seems like the team that's attacking is the one that's getting them.
Yeah, I think it's been going back and forth. There's, you know, a couple games ago we had some bounces, you know, at home. I believe it was game 5. You know, we got some bounces. We won the game, and last game they were playing better than us, and they earned their bounces and won the game. And maybe tonight I wouldn't say we were playing better than them, especially in the first 2 periods. It was pretty even, but I think in the third we were pushing hard, and you gotta those bounces, you gotta earn them, and I would say they went both ways this series. Yeah.
Do 2 more questions, Robert, and then Jeff.
Mikko, how do you prepare for a game like this and then for a third period like that, just given everything, like you said, your friends and brothers on the other side of the ice, everything that's at stake in a series like this? How did you prepare for it today and then before that third period?
Well, yeah, it's Game 7. I think it's the first Game 7 I've ever won. I don't think we won one with when I was in that room, but it didn't really. I just prepared like any other game in this series. You know, I knew obviously it's all or nothing game. You know, you go home or you go to the next round. But I think preparation was the same, and I was pretty calm before the game, and you know, and obviously going into the third, I tried to, you know, as a team, we had good belief still. Obviously, the first shift of the third when they score, it's a tough one. You know, it's sometimes those ones are tough to swallow, but I think our group responded really well. On the bench, there was chatter 5 seconds after the puck went in, you know, to keep going, and I think that's what we did. You know, it was tells a lot about the mental state of this team, and they've been through a lot. You can tell they have experience.
Hey, Mikko, 2-part question. First off, obviously you spent 10 years with that team. You wind up tonight wearing the Cowboy hat after the hat trick in Game 7. How does this moment make you feel more like a Dallas Star? And then also, obviously, you won the Cup with Colorado in 22. What about the way this team's playing now makes you think that this team can win it all?
Yeah, you know, the first part obviously felt really good to win the game, and you know, that's about it. You know, it felt just a really good feeling to win the game, and similarities to 22 team when we won. It was, you know, I think it was a really deep team when we won, and I could see some similarities in this team. Obviously, we're missing Miro and Robo the whole first round. You know, they're 2 elite players. You know, so I think whenever they come back, it's gonna help give us even more depth. But I think the depth is a really big key in the Cup run, and obviously, gotta say Otter. You know, he's a difference maker. You know, he's a really good goalie. And there was 2-0 when we were up, or they were up 2-0. He made some key saves. If there's a third goal, it's probably over, and they're celebrating now. So he's one of the best goalies in the world. Thank you, guys. Thank you.